Hey, hey, hey. Welcome to Wake Up and Airbrush. My name is Dorothy. I am one of the beauty experts here at Luminess. And every Wednesday, we do a tutorial and a fun demo, makeover, teachings, all of the fun stuff. So normally I'm live daily just to kind of hang out and say hello on other platforms. But today, every Wednesday, we come along and we do tutorials that specifically show products, that give tips and tricks, and all of the fun stuff. So today we are talking about the eyes. Now, there has been, or was, it's been a little bit, so it's probably past and over with now. On TikTok was trending no more black eyeliner. They had a specific lady that had dated eyeliner from the 70s, 80s, where you wore the really dark liner and enhanced your eyes that way. So it was like, no more black eyeliner. So with her particular shaped eyes, I kind of agreed, but I didn't. So I also had some of our customers and ladies show up in our group. We have a group for Luminess asking about eyes, asking about eyeshadows, eyeliners, how to create a look, all of the things. So I'm going to teach and talk about eyeshadows and eyeliners today. Now, I'm not going to come in and say you have to do this or you can't do that or any of that. I'm going to talk to you about kind of the framework and boundaries around creating an eyeliner look that works for your eyes. And so it's teaching today, but it's also like not hardcore rules and kind of guidelines for you to play with to see what works best on you. Because look, I can teach you a makeup look. I can teach you an eyeliner look. That doesn't mean it's going to work for your eye shape. Everybody's different. So we're just going to kind of talk about guidelines and overall rules and things and products you can use that will definitely accentuate your eyes. And then the kind of like framework and boundaries we want to place around our application of liner to create a look you will love. So if you are new, come on in, say hello, let me know where you're from, and we will get this party started. Now, the one thing I am going to highlight before I jump into eyes, because it's just so fast and easy, is the Airbrush Spray Foundation. So I'm just going to go ahead and select that on. This is the primer, which I use all over, regardless of what foundation I use. It is one of my favorite products that we have. I'm going to tell you, it does an amazing job with texture and all of the good stuff. So we also have, guys, we have an amazing summer sale for the 4th of July coming up. And also to go along with some other Amazon Day sales, you want to check it out because I'm going to tell you it looks and has some great pricings. I looked at it and I was like, whoa, they are legit just about giving it away. So if you ever wanted to try it, now is the time to do it. Okay, so when it comes, and I know I'm going to do this while I'm talking to you, when it comes to eyeliner, it really is important, the shape of your eye, right? We know that. So your shape changes. So what you wore when you were in your 20s and 30s with the shape that you had there, teens, when you started to wear makeup, isn't going to apply to you when you hit your 40s or 50s and beyond because everything drops, right? We all have change in our eye shape. We all have change in our skin, in our bodies, and all of that stuff. And so we just have to make adjustments. Like, look, you don't have to throw it out the window. That is the thing that frustrates me so much about some of our influencers. Not all of them. Some of them are great, but some of our they throw the whole technique out the window, and it may not necessarily need to be completely thrown out the window as maybe just slightly adjusted. And so we're going to talk about eyeliner and how to create just some framework. Hey, good morning, Angela. Good to see you. Glad you are here. Thanks for coming in and saying hi. Oh, thank you so much for the likes and the loves. I'm going to give the love back. So come on in, give likes, give loves, and I will give them back as often and as much as I can. So when you are doing eyes, it's important to kind of just have a reality on what your eye shape is. Like, don't get mad at it. Don't, like pick it apart to the point that you're just like, I hate this and I hate that. Just come in and decide what your eye shape is. Good morning, Amber. Oh, yes. So what is the best eyeliner I have used? Here's the thing. It depends on what kind you're looking for. So we're going to talk about that, Amber. We are going to talk about different types of eyeliner and where to use them. Now, guys, I am going to specifically be talking to my ladies of age. Anybody over the age of 35, 40, 50, something around there. Yeah, my 50-year-olds are laughing. You going to compare me to a 35-year-old? No, I get it. I hear you. But if you have hooded eyes or heavy eyes, 69 plus, yes, ma'am. If you have hooded eyes or heavy eyes, I'm going to give you basic framework for what can work for that. Now, in this trend, and I'm going to actually do the trend, and I'm going to show you what the problem was with it. So I don't have any, I went ahead and did my foundation, so it's all nice and, natural looking and smoothed out. But with this trend, she had gone what we were taught in the 70s, 80s as young girls to eyeline all of the eye. Now, the problem that came down to it is she had downcast eyes. So if you have downcast eyes, really heavily lining your eye down is a big no-no. If your eyes are dropping, that's a big no-no. So I'm just going to kind of show you what she did. I'm going to show you. I'm not saying this is the right way. I'm saying this is the way that it was done that caused all the ruckus of people going, no more black liner. So she took it just super simple, easy, and she did it inside the eye right here. And she did it on the waterline, and she just pretty much did her lid right here. And that was how she lined her eye. Okay. She did a dark line just like that. Now, you can maybe, good morning, Lori. You can maybe see why that's not the best look because she had downcast eyes. I don't even have downcast eyes. I have almond shaped eyes. Yes, Lori, it's live. I have almond shaped eyes. So this was what we were talking about, and everybody was having a squawk about because it just aged her and made it look older than it was. Let's talk about framework on eyes. So there is a couple of different things. We're going to talk about how to use eyeliner and eyes to shape your eye optimally. So if you have heavier lids or you have downcast eyes, to go back to Amber, to go back to your question, some of the best eyeliner I have used, if we are talking liquid outliner. So when you use a liquid liner, that usually is to do a wing. That is to do a tight line, a water line, whatever that is to be. That's what that's to do. And so liquid liners are great for specific looks, but I would not personally use them all the time. The only time I use a liquid liner, and I adore Luminess's precision tip liquid liner because it is so precise and it can smudge out and it has staying power. So if you're a liquid liner girl, this is one of the best ones, but you have to be very careful where you use it. As we get older, this is too harsh. This is hard and this is harsh. And the reason this is so not optimal, and actually, let me adjust this. If I remember correctly, she did the liner. Hold on just a second. I'm going to cover my face. She did the liner on the bottom, and that's where everybody had the fit, was that the bottom liner was so dark and she had downcast eyes. It just made her eyes look heavy. But if you like liquid, this is a great one. But if you are of age or you have a heavier lid, this is going to give you the precision you need. So let's just talk about replacement. Lori, we're talking about a trend that went on TikTok where they were trying to just like 86 out all black eyeliner. And the problem wasn't, hi, Andrea, good to see you. The problem wasn't the black eyeliner. The problem was the placement. So let's talk about the framework of placement. If you have a heavier lid, pulling a darkness down here is just going to make it look heavier. So what it comes down to is balancing your eye out. Okay. If you have great big round eyes, like you can pull off a good little circle. But what you want to balance is you want to make sure you have as much dark on the top as you do on the bottom, or more on the top than you do on the bottom. And when I say more, I don't mean a thicker line. I mean the depth and darkness of it. Okay, so let me show you what I'm talking about. Because if you have heavier eyes, if you have, like if your eye bed is heavy, or you have almond shaped eyes, or you have downcast eyes to where they pull down, I would be very cautious to put any liner on this top lid. And if you do, very, very minimal or light. Here's what you can always do. I'm going to give you a tip of what you can always do. Oh, thank you for the likes, guys. I give you likes back. I appreciate it. What you can do is you can take your eyeliner and you can do your upper tight line. That's what it's called. It's the upper waterline. You know, when we were like what she did here, she did the waterline down here. That waterline, we were taught to, pack it on to make those eyes look the way they need to look. Take this and do the upper waterline. You can never go wrong with that. So if that is not something you're putting in as we get older, that is an amazing tip that you can't go wrong with. And so you're just going to take this and you're going to do under your lashes on the top. That will give you the illusion of an eyeliner on the top of your lid, especially if you don't have much space there. And it will give the illusion of thicker, fuller lashes on top. So if you can see, and I intentionally did not wear mascara so you could really see what it does to my eyes. So I'm like really going to go in there and just make that upper water line deep and heavy. So right there, that brings a little bit of focus up and over it. Now look, I'm not even telling you can't wear liner on the bottom. What I'm saying is if you're going to go heavy with dark and you want your eyes to stand out, I am not mad at it. But what you do need to do is you need to make sure you have as much balance and darkness up on this top area as you do down here, or less down here. We want to define and open the eyes. We don't necessarily need that much darkness and heaviness. Yes, Lori, it makes the lashes look fuller. And who don't want fuller lashes? I need fuller lashes. I got good lashes. But yeah, can you do it with white liner too, or would that look weird? Okay, so you can do it with white liner. I would be careful with white. A lot of people use white and then you look crazy. Try to get a flesh tone. And a flesh tone looks white on your skin, but when they sell white liner, it makes me cringe and it's too light. And so if you go with like a flesh tone liner, that is so much better. You can do that and it will give you an open look. But if you do that trick on the upper lid, it will not make your lashes look thick. So if you're not wearing fake lashes, it'll make your eyes look a little more open. But if you're not wearing fake lashes, it doesn't do anything for your natural lash line. So if it were me and I was talking about using a nude liner to open it up, I would do a dark liner on the top and then I would do the nude liner on the bottom. That was a great question. Thank you so much for asking. You have green eyes and red hair, so black can look harsh. If you have green eyes and you are fair, does this look like I'm wearing black? Does this look like I'm wearing black? It looks harsh. This is actually a purple eyeliner, and I use like a deep aubergine purple because I have green eyes, and purple looks amazing with green eyes. It just really makes it blow out. So you can use a deep aubergine purple and it look great. Okay, Angela, my left eye looks smaller because the eyelid droops more. Is there any way you can balance them? That is going to be an illusion that you have to create. That is an illusion you have to create because where your eye starts to droop, I would stay away from the eyeliner, because when you put an eyeliner where that droop is, that brings it down even more. So I would heavily line on that upper line where it is open, and you bring the emphasis in, and then I would stay away from lining where the droop is, because then it just brings that illusionary line down. What color? So the colors that I've used in lieu of black, you can use, look, they have so many that are deep. There's a difference between black and deep. So you can use a green that is deep and it can look black. So let me show you just real quick. That looks black, okay, but it's a little bit softer. But look when I smudge it. When I smudge it and lighten it up, it's purple. So it depends on how saturated it is. Oh, Amber, you're kind. Thank you for that. So this was the original that got all the flack because it had dark liner underneath. And she didn't really have, for me to really show you what it looks like, I don't have hooded eyes like she did. And I made the mistake of doing the top. She didn't really do the top. And so it just brought everything down. Okay. It just brought, because she had the hooded eyes. Now, upper waterline, we talked about that, but you're like, I really like my eyeliner on the bottom. Okay, no problem. Let me show you how to do that. Take your liner, and if your eyes droop on this back end, if you have eyes that are downcast, don't do this. It's just not the best for your shape eyes. If you have rounder eyes or almond eyes, you can pull this trick off. So just know what works. Girl, they have it in, you need this color. They have it in all lines. We have one for Luminess. Go check it out. This is it's just a trick. And so go ahead, and the exception to the rule is if you have downcast eyes, don't do this. If you have downcast eyes, waterline and then keep liner away from that downcast. That downcast is just going to pull it down even further. As a matter of fact, you can fake it by pulling that color up. So I'm going to show you, if you want to pull this eye up. Okay, so I'm going to build here. I know it's a lot, guys. Just hang with me. What are your thoughts on the highlight in the inner corner of the eye? I'll hit you on that in just a second. I don't want to lose my train of thought. And at my age, if I get off, I'll lose the train of thought and y'all never get this tutorial done. Okay, so if you have downcast eyes, if you have round eyes, if you have almond-shaped eyes, this trick works, period. Upper waterline, line it. Outer corner, I'm going to bring my outer corner just at the outer corner on the lid. Right here, just right here. Do y'all see that? Just right there on that outer corner. Do you see where I did that? Smudge it into that lash. And push it up just a hair. What I'm doing is I am making the illusion that my lash line goes up. So if you have droopy eyes, hey Jeannie, if you have droopy eyes, if you have downcast eyes, any shape, round or almond, that will bring this outer corner up. Okay, so if you need to bring this outer corner up, that is the trick to do it. What's a tight line? Jeannie, a tight line is the upper water line near your lashes, underneath your lashes. That is a tight line. Okay. So this, if you notice, this brings the eye down. This was what caused all of the trauma and drama on TikTok. And she had downcast eyes. So this is like what we were working against. The issue was there wasn't enough balance on the top darkness with the bottom darkness. Okay, so two frameworks that cannot go wrong with any eye shape. Upper tight line, lining on the inner upper tight line, and just extending this outer corner and smudging it up a hair. You can do that with an eyeshadow. You can do it with an eyeliner. Okay, those are our two tight, fast, boundaries that'll work. Second, if you are one of those girls that you are like, look, I like my dramatic eyeliner. I like my dark eyeliner. I want my eyes to glow in the dark and be amazing, which is why we did all this in the 80s and 90s. So our eyes would be like, wow, here they are, right? And so if you're that person and you want that dramatic look, cool. This is how you do it and not have that droopy, downcast eyes. There's two different ways. You can use the dark liner on the bottom, and I'm going to show you how. Or like my friend said, you can use a nude color on that waterline and then shadow underneath it. That is an illusionary trick that is all the fad right now, using that nude color to open the eyes up. But I want to redeem the dark black liner and show you how it's done well and how to balance it. So if you want the dramatic look, use your liner. You're going to do it. I still have to have my mirror, guys. You're going to do it on that water line across with the liner. Okay. Just one little pass, making the heavier pass on this outer corner. Okay. The key is to make sure that this bottom liner is not heavier than the top liner. That is the key. When you have more heaviness, more darkness, more down here than you have on the top, whether it be with lashes. If I added lashes to this, it would open it all wide up and I would have more drama there. It's not a big deal. But if you don't have dramatic lashes or you don't have darker lashes, you've got to be very careful how much you put under. So if I'm going to do that, I'm not going to use eyeliner under my eye. I may use it on the waterline if I want that drama look, but I'm not going to go under it. That is where an eyeshadow comes in. A softer color comes in. Look, I use eyeshadows all the time as eyeliners. There is absolutely nothing wrong with it. And again, I'll use a deep purple as my eyeliner. Not a big problem. One of my favorite eyeshadows is a deep aubergine purple. And I use that as eyeliner constantly. As a matter of fact, that's what look, you can tell. That's what I'm going to use today. And I will just take it and hit that corner. Again, hitting that corner a little bit heavier because I can bring that up and give that illusion up. And I'm not going to bring it all the way into the middle. I'm literally going to only do this outer portion and bring it up because I don't want to pull my eye down. Okay. So that is where the application process, it wasn't that the black eyeliner was bad. It wasn't that it was like, oh, no go, you're too old for that. It was the application process was too heavy on the bottom and not balanced with enough weight on the top. Therefore, it just pulled everything down. And see, this does make my eye look a little bit rounder and bigger. But what it does is it pulls everything down and makes me look sleepy and tired because I don't have enough balance weight on there. What was your question? Okay. Sorry, I thought we had another question. Okay. Do you use black or brown eyeshadows? So I don't. It depends on your skin tone and it depends on your, how dark it is. Lori can get away with black and brown and all the fun colors because she's got a deeper skin tone. I am very fair. So if I use a black, it's going to be really harsh. If I did choose to use a darker brown or a deep color, and it doesn't even have to be like black or brown, it can be really deep blues or really deep purples or really deep whatevers. I'm going to strategically place it up on the lid a little bit where it will give the depth and open my eyes. So that's really the challenge and the problem that came along with that whole black eyeliner fiasco. It wasn't necessarily that the eyeliner was bad. It was that the placement of where it went was not optimal. So now let me come in here and just kind of take off this particular one. So if you have any questions about your specific eye shape and what you're hoping to achieve, ask. Now is the time to ask that, because this is what we are doing. I'm using our, if y'all haven't tried this eraser, yeah, you like to use all the colors under your eyes. You know what, Lori? I hear you. I like to use different colors too. It's a great creative thing. So if you'll notice, I'm just taking the weight to fix this. Let's just say it goes too far and too hard. To fix it, I'm just taking the weight out from underneath the eye, the weight of the liner. And so that's really where we have to be careful, is to make sure we balance the weight of what we have under the eye with what we have on the eye, on the eyelid or on the waterline. Okay, and so let me come in with my Airbrush Spray Foundation. Gonna add a little bit here, using it kind of like a concealer because I love the coverage that it gives. And if you notice, I'm just lightening and pulling it up, you know, to kind of erase that weight that I had under the eye from having too much darkness and depth. Now, look, guys, I have full eyeliner on all the way around, top and bottom. Even had the wrong kind on. Let me do this waterline. This eye that I'm correcting, I'm just doing a quick correction on it. All I did to do that was take the weight off of the bottom, add that little corner piece we talked about that would give that lift, and add it to my tight line or my upper waterline, however you want to call it. And voila, we're built back up. So it's not necessarily about the color. It's not necessarily about whether you can wear dark eyeliner on or in. It's about balance. Balancing out the depth of your liner on top with the depth of your liner on bottom. Because I wear eyeliner under my eye, but normally it's eyeshadow. And I love wearing, like Lori, I love wearing all of the blues. Oh yeah, see, the click and place are so amazing to use. They're amazing to use as eyeshadows. They're amazing to use as eyeliners, and they are on sale and you can customize them. I mean, I don't know why you wouldn't do it. And so that really is the framework and the tutorial that I wanted to just kind of share with you guys about how you do eyeliner on downcast eyes. I mean, just hard rules that you can use. Period. We can always customize it, make it extra, make it jazzy, all that fun stuff. But there are hard rules that any eye shape can use. That is the upper waterline. That is the outer corner. On that outer corner, you can always lift it up, even on downcast eyes. And then making sure that you keep the darkness or the depth of whatever color you use, whether it's black, brown, gray, blue, green, purple, whatever. Keep that balance. The top is as dark or darker than the bottom. You don't ever want the bottom darker than the top. And look, I haven't even put on my lashes yet. So if you wear lashes, you can actually Uh-oh, I just spilled stuff. Oops. If you wear lashes, you can actually, quote unquote, finish your liner out, finish your eyeshadow out after you put your lashes on. We do that all the time whenever we're doing makeup on someone, whenever we're doing it for TV or a special event. We'll put the lashes on and then we will finesse the liner and finesse the look overall for the optimal. Okay. So here's what we're going to do. I am actually going to put mascara on the wrong eye that I corrected and let you see when it is balanced with that little bit of extra dark on the top, how much more it opens and adds. Now, if you decide to use a nude flesh line liner, I would be very intentional to make sure you don't overuse it in person. And the reason I say that is because it can look a little crazy in person, and kind of highlighty, like your eyes on highlighter mode. And you don't want that. You don't want the eyes glowing in the dark. I mean, you get new kind of comments and new kind of people looking at you sideways when your eyes start glowing in the dark. Does it open them up? Yes. But do it with moderation. It's like anything else. Do it in balance. If it is so light that it is screaming, here I am, then it's not in balance. Okay. So take a look. No mascara, but it's still in balance. So it doesn't look like my eye is drooping or pulling down. And I used a very, very dark purple that looked almost black. It was an aubergine, and I love it. It's one of my favorite eyeliners. And so there's no mascara on this, but it's still in balance. I get that little extra lift on this one, even though I've got black eyeliner on the bottom, even though it's on the waterline, even though I've got dark eyeshadow underneath, because my mascara and my lashes are heavier than the underneath, unlike before where the bottom was heavier than the top. So keep it in balance, or have your top lashes heavier, your top mascara, eyeliner, top part of your eye heavier than the bottom. That is the key. All righty, friends. If you have any questions, Jeannie, Lori says 3 drops of love. You know what, Jeannie? I don't actually use love by itself. And I'm not saying you can't. I'm just saying I don't. What I do with love is I actually mix love in with my foundation and change the finish of my foundation that way. And I actually use about 3 to 4 drops into my foundation and into my blush if I choose to go that route, just because I like the way it changes and the finish that it makes with the foundation. So for me, I actually mix love, and you can do it all over if you so choose to. I think whenever I did the Bridgerton look, I think I might have used love right underneath it and then also added it to the foundation to get that glow. But I normally mix it in with another product to change the sheen of that product so that it'll lean into the color of the product and not give me a separate color on that. Ooh, I almost just poked myself in the eyeball. All righty. Mascara is done. So that is why the eyes have it. That is how you can use a black eyeliner, a brown eyeliner, a green eyeliner, a purple eyeliner, and use it under your eyes if that's what you love to do and that's the look you want. Just keep it in balance. Have the top heavier than the bottom, or have them balanced out, and bring that upper lash line a little bit deeper than what you're accustomed to, or a little bit deeper than it is naturally. And I don't have any eyeshadow on, so maybe I'll go back and play with that and put some on. So Alrighty, my friends, that is our tutorial for today. I am so glad you came out to play. I am so glad you came out and ask all the questions and let us know your experiences. Lori, thank you so much for coming in and giving us all your expertise and telling us what you do. I love that you do that. Jeannie, thanks for coming in and saying hi and asking your questions on love. Amber, thank you. It was so good to see you. Angela, it was so good to see you. Andrea, I'm so glad you made it. Thank you guys for coming in. I really, really appreciate it. If you have any more questions, please, please, please come in to our group over at Luminess Live. Ask your questions. That really helps me know, what do we need to do for Wake Up and Airbrush? How can we come in? What tutorials are we looking for? We had so many questions on eyes that I thought, okay, we've got the foundation down, I think. We got some great products that are really good, really easy to use, that leave a beautiful finish. Let's do an eye tutorial. Last little thing. If you are a liquid eyeliner girl and you are going to use this, use it the same way on that upper waterline that I told you. You can use that liquid liner up here in that tight line, and that'll give you that little cat eye look. I do it all the time. And that little pull up on that outer corner, you can use this with that, and you can either smudge it out or leave it solid. But this pretty little girl right here is a great liquid liner. So one hard rule I would say, please do not use a liquid liner on your bottom. Okay. Alrighty, my friends, that is it. I will see you next time and talk to you later. If you have any questions, you can always find one of our beauty experts in Luminess Live, or you can reach out to them on the phone if you need any help, if you have any questions, anything of that nature. Give them a call. They're there to help. They're there to train. They're there to help teach all of the good stuff. If you need a color match, they are there. If you have questions, join us in the group. We are happy to answer your questions and be there for you in any way possible. Until next time.